the BBC were interviewing a former detective chief superintendent, and he started to talk about what had happened in Hare Hills, and he was and this is a highly qualified person. There was an Asian or foreign, brown-skinned DIE reporter interviewing him. As soon as he mentioned, so he was giving his view, his opinion. As soon as he mentioned that, we need to look at the Hare Hills riot, she cut him off. That's a completely different thing. You can't conflate that. Cut him off. He was a guy, must be in his 60s or 70s, a highly experienced police chief superintendent. Cut off at the thing. Sky News doing a report in front of an area, I can't remember what area it was. Muslim men came over on motorbikes without a helmet. One's doing a gun at the car. Apparently they went on to slash the tyres. Nobody even talks about it. Another, I think it was on the BBC, another reporter talking. As they're talking, coming up behind them, Muslim men with knives and machetes ambling up behind them. Nobody's even referencing any of this stuff. There's been I've only seen 2 comments on the BBC. There was a reporter, Philip Norton, who said there were 2 peaceful protests. I think there were Palestinians, and I think there were enough is enough people. He said it was mostly peaceful until a gang, and he actually said it on the BBC, how the hell he got away with it, I don't know. A gang of 250 Asian youth turned up, started with weapons, and the whole thing kicked off at that point. But these things are not being covered at all by people. And I think, finally, there's something that happened in Birmingham by a reporter called Fraser Nelson. I don't know who reporting. He said, what is happening on the streets of Britain is causing real tensions among communities. So he's talking about communities again. So this is an example of somebody who is in the middle and experiences what's going on, and they can't actually see what's happening. As a reporter, I've just been chased out of an area of East Birmingham by groups of Asian men who had come out to protect their community against a planned far-right demonstration. The security guard with me decided immediately it wasn't safe. It was clear we weren't welcome, but there wasn't a safe place for us to go for miles. Cars followed us, we had abuse shouted at us, and at one point a group of 6 men ran down the road after us with what looked like a weapon. We were forced to run. Then he finishes. The far right didn't appear to show up, but the community here was on edge waiting. So this is a man who's been subjected to violence from an Asian community, from a Muslim community, and he blames the far right at the end of it.
Because he's completely indoctrinated. He went there looking for the far right, found Muslim criminals, Asian criminals, and it's still the far right's fault. He's spent decades believing this, and he still believes it now.
Even when he experiences the violence from the Muslims himself.
Well, he makes that understandable within himself by saying, well, they're protecting their communities. Evil's supposed to be coming here. You can't blame decent people turning violent if they're fighting evil. And we all know far right is the most evil thing in the world, even though no one can define it anymore. What does far right mean? No one knows what it means anymore. That means anything we don't like. So he's not blaming those men because he thinks they're semi-heroes for fighting the far right. The whole mass media and mainstream media, I didn't think they could fall any further after COVID. But
boy, they have.
They're on life support now after this.
Boy, they have.
And now the government are talking about they want to clamp down on social media.
Yeah.
Well, of course they do. And I said to someone today on social media, it's correct that Twitter is full of conspiracy theories and misinformation. Of course it is. Just like all the mainstream media are full of all that as well. The only thing different with Twitter is if you look carefully enough, the truth's there somewhere. The truth's
there as well, yeah.
It's just about sorting through who you believe that the truth is there. The truth is never, hardly ever in the mainstream press.
I think you're right, and that's why I've been responding on a few Twitter feeds, and not Twitter feeds but YouTube feeds and stuff, and I've just said to people, just this is like, I think, I've also noticed on YouTube, when Sky News posts reports or whatever, and people are responding, most of the responses are negative.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that disgusting Emily Maitlis and John Sopel, they were talking about the far-right thugs or whatever. So I had to post a comment and I said, these people, what about Hugh Edwards?
Yeah.
These people, and, you know, I said, go and look for the truth. You're not going to find the truth here. Find the truth elsewhere on Twitter or whatever.
So these are people whose colleagues are paedophiles.
Yes.
And they stuck up for them being a paedophile.
Yeah.
And we're going to let those people lecture us on morality.
Oh God, yeah.
And what
yeah.
the far right is?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.